I'm at Caravan World's Caravan of the Year event for 2024, sponsored by MSA 4x4 Accessories. I'm sitting in a Wonderland XTR 1906 Caravan. Designed for couples, it's a very special van. It rides on airbag suspension, has disc brakes. It promises to be a van that's great for exploring outback Australia. Let's get into it and have a look at the finer detail.
So the Wonderland 1906, it's for couples who expect the best, and that's what they get in this van. There's vans where you think you're missing the comfort of home and you'd like to get home. The Wonderland, I think you'd be out in that van thinking, well, I don't really want to go home. It just feels like really comfortable and inviting to be in there. It gives you the option, the way the Caravan's set up, to have it as a van that's limited to 3.5 tonne or 4.5 tonne. So you can have over a tonne of carrying capacity, which gives you, a huge amount of storage and a huge amount of space for food if you want to get out there in the bush. It's one of those things where you can get off and stay in the bush for long periods of time. A couple would really enjoy it and have a really good time with it.
The self-sufficiency in the 1906 was exemplary. Now this particular van runs an EcoFlow 48 volt system. What stands out to me is its plug and play nature, both for an installation and then for a usage. Now with the 48 volt system, there is 1,000 watts on the roof and a 3,600 watt combination inverter charger. All of that solar and all of that charging capacity flows into a 5 kilowatt hour battery. So there is enough to run the AC all day. This thing is a true set and forget power system. Water-wise, it carries 170 litres of general purpose water and 70 litres of fresh drinking and a 100 litre grey water tank. My estimate there is that you'll get around about a week to 10 days with careful consideration. If you went and picked up a kick-ass water pump for about 250 bucks and a nice BEST water filter, you could extend your stay almost indefinitely. The last and possibly most significant change in terms of self-sufficiency technology we've seen recently is the adoption of composting toilets. Something like the Nature's Head, which is fitted to this 1906, you can get 30 days out of that. It's not hard to use, doesn't smell, it adds so much self-sufficiency to a proper off-road caravan like this 1906.
The innovation isn't so much individual items, but the package as a whole. Take for instance the electrical system. It has a very high-powered lithium battery setup and solar system setup. It also uses a very new EcoFlow power system. On top of that, the electrical system runs at 48 volts, not 12 volts. The bottom line is using a higher voltage than 12 volts means there are less voltage drop issues, the current carrying capacity can be reduced, and the cable sizing can be reduced. It's certainly, I reckon, the system of the future.
The Wonderland has a galvanised truss chassis, disc brakes and Cruisemaster ATX Level 3 wireless suspension with a rating of 4.4 tonne. The walls are made from 19mm construction grade ply, which is CNC cut and interlocks together like a jigsaw puzzle. The roof is made from single piece 35mm composite sandwich panel and the floor is honeycomb construction. All the elements, including the cabinetry, interlock together, providing enhanced rigidity and structural integrity.
The X factor of Wonderland is that they're just so uniquely and superbly beautifully finished. It's the colours, the materials, the appliances, everything that's in there is top quality. They even go to the extent of getting a stylist to organise their Manchester package that comes with the caravan to make sure it suits the colours and that the quality of the sheets and so on are all what you'd expect in a top class van. That's the sort of attention to detail and a step a little bit further that you don't get in many places, and you certainly get it in Wonderland.
One of the coolest things about the 1906 is that its ATM can be adjusted from 3,500 to 4,500 kilos with a simple change of hitch and chains. That's significant because at 3,500 kilos it still has a respectable around 600 kilo payload, but at 4,500 kilos it has a frankly absurd almost 1.5 tons. Why that matters is because it has to have the underpinnings to be able to support that no matter which way you plate it. The ramifications of plating it at 4,500 kilos are that you need to have a truck to tow it, either an Isuzu MPS, which is getting pretty popular, or an American truck like the Ram we had. Out on the road, it towed really quite well. Now it is a big off-road van that sits very tall and very high off the ground, We did feel it move around on the pretty average roads down here in the Bellarine, but it never worried us, it never made us feel uncomfortable. It towed pretty bloody well.
With a cost of nearly $170,000, Wonderland's XTR 1906 is not a budget van. The van has Cruisemaster ATX airbag suspension. It has a composting toilet. The Wonderland is very well built. The van has a very spacious interior. Of course, there's a bit of a penalty here. The van is quite heavy and will require a large tow vehicle, something like a Chevrolet Silverado or a Ram. But if you're spending this sort of money on a van, you really need a comfortable and capable tow vehicle, and that's what you have to do. The Wonderland, it's not a cheap package, but I reckon it's a very good one.
Inside, the Wonderland is more like a luxury hotel room than a caravan. The layout is rear door and bathroom with a mid-kitchen and north-south bed at the front. There are stone benches throughout, soft close, high-pressure gloss laminate cabinets, cafe seating and enough power and water for a couple to comfortably live for a week or more. There's an indoor and outdoor kitchen and tons of storage, including 2 nifty slide-out pantries, which are great when you're cooking up a storm.
For Wonderland, customer care is a priority. Their reputation is really fantastic out there in the market, and they've got dedicated staff to look after their customers. They know them personally. People report back on their trip. It's a real family sort of an atmosphere. The van has a 3-year warranty. That's pretty reasonable, I think, in today's age. Covers everything that's in the van for that period of time, except some of the appliances might have their own warranty. Not really comfortable with that, but I'm sure they're going to look after you. You have every confidence that if something goes wrong in one of those vans, you're going to be looked after.